Hey AIESEC, my name is Iulia Mugescu and this is my application video for the AIESEC International for the term 12-13 for the position of VP Marketing. The reason why I'm doing this is that I am a very entrepreneurial person and my biggest vision in life is to drive behaviors in people that would ultimately generate a more united world and where resources are allocated more equally. So just to tell you briefly about myself, I was born in Romania in 1988. My background of studies while I was in high school was marketing and informatics, and I'm very passionate about reading and about art and about theater. Once I got to university, I became a lot more interested in consumer behavior, so I went to study marketing and management, and one of my biggest passions was actually communication and public relations. This was one of the reasons why I joined AIESEC. At that point in time, there was this campaign with you as an individual, as a young person, you could have actually changed the world. Looking at that campaign, I felt inspired by it. And the first thought that came to my head was, one day I want to make such a campaign happen. And one day I want to engage more people like this. That actually happened as from joining AIESEC, I first went into the sales department, then I worked a bit as an organizing committee president for a conference, then I worked a bit in the AIESEC department. Ultimately, I became vice president PR and communication in my local committee. And that was one of the most amazing years that I had because I was feeling I'm really driving a behavior in the student market. After 3 years, having spent in AIESEC in Romania, in my home city Timișoara, I moved to AIESEC in Austria. And my biggest reason was, again, I wanted to drive more behavior for people to go in outgoing exchange because I really saw the need in Austrian people to go and experience other cultures. And that actually drove me for one more year when I was and I am still now the president of AIESEC in Austria, still being here because I believe I can generate a generation of very entrepreneurial people. And my next step in life on a long term is about driving more behaviors in young people, because young people have the energy and young people have the idealism that allows them to come up with ideas, and they still believe in their ideas so much that they could actually do something about it. And this is something that I foresee for our organization. Looking now at AIESEC 2015, looking exactly at the engagement with AIESEC phase, I feel that there's a need of very strong marketing perception so that we look more at the consumers' behavior, and our consumers now are the students, and we're looking at what they're doing, and then we're trying to just a bit shift it. And the way that I see the shifting is for us to develop from a community that we are now as AIESEC and upscale it to a movement. And the smallest things that we can do is to drive the right behaviors. In order to do that, what I see as very important is to inspire people. When I was looking at the question for the Vice President Marketing, and that question was, what would you communicate to students from all over the world to actually get them to join AIESEC and to share their opinion? I would like to say maybe some of the following things. All of us as young people have had in our lives people that really inspired us, and all of us at some point in time thought, how can I once get to inspire someone? Maybe a brother or sister, maybe parents, maybe friends, maybe even by the time we will be parents, how will we inspire the children that we will have? Or even more than that, how will we get to inspire large groups of people? And my question for you now is exactly this. Did you ever think of yourself and what makes you inspiring? Did you ever think what you are good at? And what is the great idea that you can come up with that would completely shape the world that we live in? Because I'm sure all of you and all of us actually have had this idea, and all of us have went through a process of coming up with smaller things that we wanted to influence in the world, be it in health, be it in education, be it in logistics, maybe even very, very small things that are just connected to technology or just connected to arts or to politics. But I'm sure that all of us have identified things that we might want to do differently. And now, what I wanted to transmit to you is that you can definitely make a change, and you can definitely discover what makes you an inspiring person. But the way that you do that, and the way that will make you be one step ahead from the others who don't do that is actually by joining a network of people who are striving for the same thing. And by joining a network of people who provide you with feedback for you to test if your ideas really fit to the reality. And AIESEC is this kind of a network. AIESEC is this place where you can just bring your ideas of how to change the world, how to improve the world, and you will see if the people around you are inspired by you. You will see what you can do more to be even more inspiring, so that in the future, when our decisions are really going to shape the world, we're going to make the right decisions. So, for all the young people out there, I really care about what we will do together as a generation, because we are now at a point in history where we are so much connected, and the decisions that we take now are having an immediate effect compared to the generation of our parents, where they had to wait for decades until actually one small decision would make a change. And because everything is happening so fast, and because our ideas and our changes that we want to make are so relevant, I do encourage you, before you do something major, to join an organization such as AIESEC and to figure out how the global perception on your ideas, or even how the local perception on your ideas, can bring you closer to what you want to achieve. So, thank you very much for watching this video. I'm very passionate about AIESEC as an organization. I'm very passionate about what we have shaped together so far in AIESEC, and I'm very convinced in my ability to create a strategy and to come up with ideas on how to connect more people to the organization, how to connect other organizations to our organizations, and how to transmit some key messages that would make people, young people, think beyond what there is obvious, and to inspire them to take an action.